Coming to you, old Vincenzo, hanging out in the old refrigerator, wobbling around, kicking my feet. And I'm here to tell you to join old Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing. Hit that bell notification and just rock your way into nice profitable trades and fleece heist and shist, the fleece heisters and shysters, and relax because you have that bell notification to give you all the latest news, breaking news, coin updates, and regulatory things. Peace and love. Hey-o!
Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing, and as you can see, this is the channel that you come to for the latest breaking news in the blockchain technology, the cryptocurrency coin updates, and the legislation and the regulatory things that are taking effect as we head on in to the 2024 start of the Cashless Society. And this is your home of the Cashless Society updates and what's going on and how to prepare and to prosper and to 1000x your life by understanding where this is going and how it's going to take place. You can already see the central bank digital currency about to be announced to be online starting in 2024 in the U.S. and other countries. It's already started, right? And you can see all the laws now across all 50 states and the federal government are coming out with their digital currency finance laws and regulations and how they're going to manage it and who's going to be the one that processes the payments digitally and what blockchain and what company is going to prosper financially into the future and how this is going to affect our daily day-to-day lives and the importance of certain cryptos and blockchains and the people that are chosen by the government to be picked will be picked. And you can see AB 2269 Digital Financial Asset Business Regulations enrolled September 1st, 2022, passed in the Senate August 29th, and this is all 2022, passed in Assembly August 30th, amended in the Senate August 22nd, amended in the Senate August 11th, amended in the Senate a few times as they moved in, but then it was ultimately passed in August 29th of 2022 in the Senate and in the Assembly, right? And it's very important that what this is going to do, it's going to be the laws and how they're going to implement a digital cashless society, and you're going to pay all bills and everything in this cashless society, and that's how things are going to be transacted in the future. Everything's going to be tracked, traced, categorized, and logged, so the government in with and however they want to use that information, it'll be at their fingertips, at their disposal, and it's going to be something that they're going to use either for you or against you when you're trying to do things. And it's a very dangerous thing to have everything tracked, to be everything cashless, and the government to know all the transactions that you do. Some people don't see it as a problem, but old Vincenzo sees it as a problem and a restriction of your freedoms. And as you can see, what we're looking at here, Chapter 1, General Provisions, the people of the state of California do and act as follows. Section 1, Division 1.25, commencing with Section 3101, is adding to the Financial Code to read. Chapter 1, General Provisions. This division shall be known as the Digital Financial Assist Law. For purposes of this division, A, applicant means a person that applies for a license under the division. Bank means a federally chartered or state chartered depository institution or holder of a character granted by the office of the controller of the currency to a person engaged in the business of banking other than deposit taking. Bank does not include either of the following: loan company, state charter trust company, limited purpose trust company, unless incorporated as a bank or the department has authorized the company to engage in digital finance assets business activity, a trust company or limited purpose trust company chartered by a state. And this is all legal mumbo jumbo on how people that understand financial laws and what's going on, they can get out of paying certain taxes and do certain things the general populace can't do, because this is all just a complicated mess, right, when you try to unfold it all. And this is all stuff that needs to understand. F1, digital finance assist means a digital representation of value that is used as a medium of exchange, unit of account, or store of value, and that is not legal tender, whether or not demonetized in legal tender. And that's very important right there that you all need to understand. Representing the value that is used as a medium of exchange, unit of account, or store of value, right? And that's very critical because that's how they try to, that's how they represent currency right now, right? And that's all going to be taxed, and that's all going to be regulated because they're going to the digital dollar. But notice how it says, and that is not legal tender. So if you have something that is in a unit of account, a medium of exchange, like fiat currency, or what they're going to go do, instead of having physical dollars, they're going to have digital dollars. Notice how it exempts legal tender, the value, and that is not legal tender. Because if it's legal tender, gold and silver bullion, they can't use this digital finance law against it because it's real money. They can't regulate real money the way they can regulate fiat currencies and digital fiat currencies, right? That's a very important statement. Parenthesis F1. That's a very important distinction there, is that they can monetize or they can regulate and put out all different kinds of laws to the hill against digital fiat or fiat currency itself in dollar form or digital form or any other representation of a digital currency, but not legal tender. Digital representation value that is used as a medium of exchange, unit of account, or store of value, and that is not legal tender. So gold and silver bullion are exempt from this digital finance law in California, as most legal tender is exempt from fiat currency laws like this is. This is a fiat. It should really be called the digital fiat currency law because that's all it affects is digital fiat currency, and that's very important to understand there. The Digital Financial Asset Administration means issuing a digital financial asset with the authority to redeem the digital financial asset for legal tender, bank or credit union credit, or another digital financial asset, right? But notice it's not legal tender, gold and silver bullion. Digital financial assets business activity means any of the following, and you can read what these are: holding electronic precious metals or electronic certificates representing interest in precious metals on behalf of another person, or issue shares or electronic certificates representing interest in precious metals, right? Paper metals, paper gold, not physical legal tender. This is the paper market, and they can regulate that. Exchanging, transferring, or storing a digital financial asset, or exchanging in a digital financial asset administration, whether directly or through an agreement with a digital financial asset control server vendor, right? All fake fiat and the digital sphere, not real legal tender, and that's very important. A digital financial asset for legal tender, bank or credit union credit, or one or more forms of digital financial assets. And this is all stuff we're going to keep talking about and showing you laws that are passed. And it's virtually impossible for me to read all this to you, but I highly recommend when I show you this kind of stuff at the beginning of these videos, you go pay attention and you go to the California legislator if you live in California and get very familiar with the state law in California and the federal law that's coming out. We're just focusing on California to start this because California often is the leader of the pack on these draconian regulations and big changes in lots of things, right? And if we take a look at the Luna price real quick, actually the Bitcoin price is what we're going to look at. You can see the Bitcoin price after that big dump yesterday in this technical analysis. We're going to focus on the Bitcoin with some breaking news that we just had and the XRP price. You can see after the big dump, get out of there, nobody cares. The big dump up there, we broke down out of this brief rising channel that we're in and actually came down to a targeted move, got supported just above that 19,290.74, but it is right down there, and that is a technical target being filled right there, right? But what you got to watch out for now is these moving averages trend down. Does the price try to run into it and get beat down and come all the way down for a double bottom at 18,349.73? And that would be an inflection point because in the micro time frame, if you broke that area right in here, you would come all the way down to 16,569.06 at the bottom part of this blue support zone, which is a major support level that I feel we're going to come down to because I feel there's a much bigger collapse about to take place in the next couple of months, and maybe as soon as the Fed raises interest rates again. Is I believe, just like you've had, if we look left at the chart, and old Vincenzo always says in a super simple, easy way to trade this market and technical analysis, and that's what we do here at this company for you, yes, you, the beautiful retail investor that we're educating on the cashless system to profit 1,000x into the future as we transition into a whole new way of life going into the mid-2020s into 2030 as cash is phased out in a cashless society with whole new opportunities to prosper or rise, and you need to be out ahead of that. You can see you had rising channel up there, right? Broke down. Falling channel broke up, right? And then your mountain double top over here. And then as we broke down, and you can see in red when the Fed started to tighten for the first time, actually, instead of talking about it, the price has been straight down because that is the main driver of this. You have main drivers in life, and a main driver of the cryptocurrency sphere as far as the price goes and the appreciation in your stock of the crypto, it goes on the Fed. The Fed tightens, the price goes down. The Fed threatens to tighten, the price starts to go down and tops out. The Fed starts to think about not tightening, the price can start to bottom out, but they're not doing that. But you can see what we had here. A mountain double top gave us a targeted move of 13,336, right? What's going on with this? And then, oh, that's what's going on. And then we had our first leg to the downside out of that, and you can see what I'm talking about. A mountain double top is the most bearish macro pattern that you can get. And you go from the top of the double top to what the neckline would be was right there at the bottom of the blue support zone. You can see support, a whole bunch of support at the neckline, support near the neckline, and then it broke the neckline with one final support. But you go from the top of the head to the neckline, and you drag that to the point of a breakout, which would have been right there, and that gets you all the way down here at this 13,000. Let's move this. At the 13,000 level. Come on, where's this at? The $13,336 level that was made when the price of BTC was 63,000 and rising, and that would have been in here when I thought it was going to top out right there when the price was threatening to break out down there. But then, so you see how we kind of get that. That's one target. Then you can see when we started this breakdown, we had a falling channel or a bear flag where you have your flagpole, your flag, and up and sideways consolidation with falling volume, as you know, that's very bearish or bullish as this pattern is going to break to the downside, and the targeted move is from the top of the flag to the bottom, right? Oops, to the point of a breakout. And if we use that, you can see that gets you all the way down to this major consolidation that we're at now at about the 20,000 or 19,000 old all-time high, and that's why we had that as a major level to watch. But midway through that first big bear flag completion, you can see he fell out of it and then formed a mini bear flag that we diagnosed and sniffed out, and then the targeted move from the breakout to the bottom of the flag, and that coincided with this underneath target at 19,000, and that's how we knew that's where the price in and around could come. It did wick down to about 17,600 and change, and then now we formed another bear flag, right? And this one's been going on for about 2.5 months, and it threatened to break down here, got supported on the top part of the blue support zone, traded back up, and is getting a bearish confirmation. And if this flagpole and this bear flag plays out like the other three have on our way down, you can see where this gets you. And it lines up with our first overall macro time frame. As we look at some of these micro time frame patterns, it gets you very, very, very close to the macro time frame targeted move. You can see on the breakdown that gets you all the way down here to the $13,369 level, right? And that's how you break your way down from the macro to the micro time frame. The macro time frame, the long-term pattern, is still dominant, but then you get these little micro storms that pop up, right? In the short time frame, you get these little short storms that I call them, and they rear their ugly head, make some disturbances, rile up the people, and then the macro or the longer time frame storm, the actual driver of the whole thing takes over and it continues to the downside. And right now, all these little storms that pop up, they're just mini storms and mini fights by the bulls to try to fight off the bears. But the overall climate of the crypto right now is to the downside, so they repeatedly break to the downside. And I think we're going to eventually hit that $13,000 target. And then unfortunately, for the crypto bulls and the crypto influencers that only see bull markets, old Vincenzo sets you up for 1,000x returns in your life, bullish, and if the price is going to consolidate, we're not scared to let you guys know that's what we're here for. You can see this might eventually come all the way down into this area. I'm very afraid that we could have a big catastrophic collapse as this financial crisis takes over and the Bitcoin price gets down below $10,000. And you can see the XRP price is essentially the same. It's following nearly identical. This had a big symmetrical triangle last year that we identified, sniffed out, and detected that it would break down in the year of 2022 by the end of the year between 18 and 22 or 18 and 20 cents. And we still feel almost 100% confident that on the next big leg to the downside, that's where you're going to break down out of. And as you can see, we've been getting severely rejected by this overhead resistance at the 37-cent level. And really, essentially, what you have here is a big bearish continuation pattern here. You can see you got overhead resistance here. If we draw some lines, you got major overhead resistance there. Then you got kind of a lower support down here at the bottom part of this red support zone, and that kind of forms a descending triangle. And a descending triangle is a bearish continuation pattern. And you could say this really started from the confirmed breakdown up there to the bottom of the pole to the point of a breakout, and that gets you just into there, just above the 12-cent level, and breaches that 18 to 20-cent target, and at the top part of the max accumulation zone at the volume indicator at 11 cents, and that's what it's looking like in the XRP price. That's what some of the news we're looking at on the cryptocurrency market. And join old Vincenzo, hit that bell notification to sidestep and audible all this by the criminal gangsters that fleece, heist, and shice and try to keep you in the working poor. You can see the local support is 32 cents. The local major upper resistance is 37. Major support is the bottom part of that red support zone, which is the volume indicator. If you're above it, you still can get bounced off it. If you get below it, you're harshly bearish. And then the next level down is the top part of the shithouse at 26 cents. Peace and love to you. Yes, you look at yourself in the mirror, you, the beautiful audience that we're all out here to educate, inform, and prosper in the coming digital age.